I'm in Miami and I am sitting in a hotel waiting for time to go to the airport. And this time I'm headed to Jamaica. After 7 long years, I'm headed to Jamaica. And just when I started to record this thing, they're vacuuming the hallways. So I do hope that you're able to hear me. But I just wanted to share some behind the scenes footage of me as I go on this trek, the making of Thrive with Kari, as well as talking about all the things behind the scenes, the process of putting this show, this season, the final season, together. So I shot the first 2 episodes in Aruba just Tuesday, a couple of days ago, before leaving. And those are exciting. And I have 2 guests that are coming up in the first 2 shows that are going to be coming out shortly. And we filmed it in a Aruban Kunako, and it was Kunako House. And we talk about all about that and so on and so more, or so much more, and culture and all that. Now, heading to Jamaica, we're going to be doing interviews with Dr. Marlene Street Forrest, and she is the head of the Jamaica Stock Exchange, has been for the last 25 years, and it is my divine privilege to be able to get that story. And I'm also going to be talking with others, such as Mr. John Mafood, who is a businessman of note across the Caribbean, and Casey Vaughan, who is the NCB's vice president of communications and public relations, corporate communications. And we're going to also be talking with David Mullings, a Jamaican financier who is in a bid to list on the NASDAQ. We're going to be talking with Professor the Honorable. His title has changed recently because he is now the recipient of one of the highest national honors outside of him being called a national hero, and that is Professor the Honorable. Is it Dr. Wendell Abel or is it Professor the Honorable Abel? I think it's Professor the Honorable Doctor. Professor the Honorable Dr. Wendell Abel. We're going to be talking to him about mental health and the status of mental health and mental decline and things like Alzheimer's, and the need for us to really do more in the Caribbean to help and to support, and just all of the things that are involved in dealing and caring for people who are suffering with mental health issues. And so this brings me to the reason why I'm going to be talking about that with him. And I'm wondering if I should tell you here or should I tell you on the show. But I'm going to be seeing my parents for the first time in 7 years, and that's very, 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 like, my son and I are both eager about that. But I also recognize that they have aged a lot in the last 7 years. Things have been rather intense for me. And so it just has not been possible over those years. And we had a pandemic. My mother was supposed to come and visit and all of that for my 40th birthday in Aruba. And she's also madly fearful of flying. She flew to Dubai from Jamaica for my son's birth 11 years ago, and I don't think she wants to ever go back on a plane ever. And with planes falling out of the sky so often these days, that's just not helping the case of convincing my mother to come on a plane. So we're going. My son is excited to see his grandparents, excited to see his aunts and uncles and his cousins, and to see Jamaica because he has not seen Jamaica for a very long time. And I'm excited for him. I'm excited to see the discovery unravel as he now gets to get his own first-hand experiences of a place that I called home for the first 27 years of my life, and still, for all intents and purposes, has my heart. I love my country. I love my people. I love my family. And so I'm going to be busy working on. So we land tonight, which is Saturday night. And then I have one more day to catch myself together to do all of my backup stuff, all of the background work that goes into production. We're shooting with an exceptional team with Far Right Productions. We're working with our business consultants at K3 35 Connect, and they're handling all of our sponsorship arrangements and so on. So if you want to come on board, please do come on board. We're excited to have you, because the more commercial partners we have, the better it is that we're going to be able to serve you, our audience, and to build this product that is a revolutionary one in terms of what it presents and how it presents our stories, especially in business and culture across the region. So we have a really great team. Looking forward to meeting with them, looking forward to working with them. And so we have a production meeting in a few minutes. I'm going to have to be doing it here while I'm waiting for the shuttle to take us to the airport. And then I have to get wardrobe sorted. And wardrobe has been quite a story, because I literally had to pick up things. I had to shop online. Everything has just been a whirlwind. And it has been, things have been done on a whim. I'm exhausted, so I'm tying up words altogether. So it has been, I've been going for hours, and we are going to have a break after the first shoot. So I land on Saturday night. Then Sunday I have to unpack, get sorted, iron all the things that I bought online. So without trying things, I had to order things for the wardrobe and stuff. And makeup and wardrobe has to be sorted out on Sunday, because on Monday morning our call time is 5 o'clock, and my makeup is gonna start around 6 or 7 in the morning, or 6 o'clock in the morning. And then we're going to be shooting from 8 a.m. until 8 p.m. That's rather intense, but it has to be that way, because that's just how it's gonna be. But it's gonna be a good one. I use intense a lot, and maybe purposefully, but it feels as if a lot of what I do is filled with so much passion and intensity, and sometimes but I'm excited. I'm really excited about all that's happening. And what this makes me realize is that, everything can happen at the same time. And usually everything happens at the same time. So on one hand, this is the first time that I've shot this show with a crew. For this season is the first time in 3 seasons that I'm shooting with a crew, which is amazing. And not only am I shooting with a crew, I'm shooting with one of the best crews ever in the Caribbean, like film quality production, both in Aruba as well as in Jamaica. This is a huge blessing. I am also going to be able to go home and to get some stories from home. And that's going to be fantastic as well. And as someone who has not been home in 7 years, I feel like I'm going to be somewhat of a newbie. So we're going to be rediscovering Jamaica. You and I are going to discover Jamaica all together, because it's been such a long time since I've been home, that what's going to happen really is, I think I'm going to take you on this behind the scenes of how I'm being reintroduced to my country. And as I'm being introduced or reintroduced to my country, I'm going to also introduce my country to you from this new perspective of someone who has not been at home for such a long time, to see all the developments, all the things. I'm sure they'll be good, they'll be bad, and they'll be indifferent. And then also I think that it's also going to be very interesting, seeing my parents for the first time. This is a big surprise. I haven't told people that I'm coming home, so everybody is surprised, or everybody's going to be surprised. So that's also something that we'll catch. And I don't know, Yeah, people will be caught off guard because not everybody likes surprises, but some surprises were meant to be given. So I want. So Elijah and I are in on this secret. My mother has no idea that I'm coming. My father is not well, and this is not something that I have voiced before. But my father is suffering from Alzheimer's with dementia. And he's just 68 years old, but his mental cognitive decline has been significant. And that's something that I have not fully processed yet in many ways because I've had to be purposeful in compartmentalizing all of those ranges of emotions that I am feeling regarding all of that because I have a lot of things to do. I have work to do. But I'm also going to give myself the grace and the space to process that. And I'm going to, for my own purposes, record that. And I think it would also be helpful for others as well. I have been away for a very long time. I've been an expatriate for 15 years. I've lived in 5 countries in 2 different hemispheres. And so I don't get to see my parents as frequently as many others do. And I certainly have not gotten to see my parents as frequently as I used to because I used to see my parents practically every year. That has not been the case for the past 7 years. And so it will be a shock to my system when I see them. And so I'm not actually going to see them before I shoot on Monday because I know I'm going to need the space and the grace to process that. And I want to be certain that I'm able to carry the work that I need to do out with the professionalism that I still need to display. And I have no idea how I'll be able to just hold all of those emotions as they come because these are my parents. They're people who have loved me all my life. And these are the first 2 people that I've ever loved. And I really do deeply, deeply, deeply love my parents. And so I'm going to be waiting to see them on after my first shoot day. I'm going to be shooting a lot in Jamaica, but I have a big shoot day for Thrive with Kari on Monday. And the reason why I'm having this big shoot day for Thrive with Kari on Monday is because I'm going to be talking with Dr. Marlene Street Forest. We're going to be doing a deep dive. We're going to also be doing a lot of... She's going to be sharing things with me that she has not really shared with others. We're going to have a really long, fruitful conversation about a lot of things. We're going to talk about stock market, and we're going to talk about and share what it means to be an investor and women in finance and motherhood and career and all of those things, and her contribution to nation building through the work that she has done and the significant strides she has made leading the Jamaica Stock Exchange to being one of the fastest growing stock exchanges in the entire world during her leadership. And this is right up until COVID. This is a ridiculously phenomenal accomplishment. And so it is my honor to do a Thrive with Kari special. And having said that, so Thrive with Kari, this season, this final season, is going to come in all different kinds of flavors. And when I say flavors, I mean treatments in the television parlance, which means that each show will have a different way of being treated. And so the feature we're doing on Dr. Martin Street Forest is called a Thrive with Kari special, where we're going to do a deep dive and have a much longer extended conversation, have a lot of behind the scenes conversations, and we call that B-roll and stuff. And we're going to spend significant time unraveling and writing that story, and that's going to be wonderful. And in addition to that, we're also going to have our regular interviews one-on-one with the other guests in person. That's our second treatment, and that's going to be one of the ones that are going It's going to be pretty much standard. And then we're going to have some that are going to be virtual interviews, virtual sessions. We're also going to have in addition to our weekly show, which is how we're going to be doing the show, we're going to move from it being cut up into seasons to us going straight through weekly. So every week you will get to be able to get a new episode of Thrive with Kari. So in addition to our weekly episode that's edited and put out by our editor, Orville Thompson, we are also going to be doing live streams. I realized the whole time that I have not been talking to this camera. I've been looking at the monitor instead of looking at the camera. How pointless this is. Yeah. I've been talking for 16 minutes and I've been looking into the monitor the whole time instead of looking into the camera. I do need some rest. So anyway, going back to Thrive with Kari, we're also going to have this thing called, we're going to have live streams. And in the live streams are going to allow us to have you come on board, give us your feedback. You're going to be able to be involved in the episode. And so it's like an episode. In between episode, we might have some guests as well on. We might have our producer doing a hash out, or we may have our business consultant Kesna, or we may have talks with our other members of our team, and we certainly will have talks with you. So you'll be invited to come on board. We want to get your videos as well, your feedback. So send your videos into @Chef and Steward on Instagram. And send your videos in to us. We're also going to put up an email address where you can send us your videos. And we want to hear your feedback. We want to see your comments. We want to be very interactive in those sessions. So you're going to be able to catch us in all of those treatments, all of those formats. First, you're going to have the regular sessions, the interviews. The other thing that we're adding this season is a feature for cooking, which it always was supposed to be part of Thrive with Kari, but because I'm shooting with a crew this time, we're going to definitely have it every week. And we've shot at least 10 cooking segments already. We're going to be shooting more, and that's exciting. Looking as well for commercial partners with that. We're already in talks with others, and so it's going to be really fulsome, this whole experience. And we're going to continue to grow, and we're going to continue to develop. The truth of the matter is, what I'm learning in all of this, things that we already know, is that there's never going to be the best time. The right time is no. The best time is right now. The best time to plant a tree was 10 years ago. And the second best time is right now. Why? Because the truth of the matter is, we benefit from time having elapsed. Everything gets better, especially if you are going to be working continuously, present continuously towards getting better and bettering over time. But nothing that happens over time remains nothing over time. And so you never get the benefit of growing. You don't get the compound interest of anything magnifying, compounding. And so the best thing is to start. So there are many things that are not perfect, but is it ever going to be perfect? I mean, like, for example, this is TV, and let's call a spade a spade. I put on a lot of weight, especially over the past few months. But if you ever knew the stress that I have been on, my father's health has declined significantly, and it has taken a real mental toll on me. It has broken me in many ways, because of the kind of decline that he has experienced. And so I'm under a lot of stress weight. I'm in a foreign country with a young child and all of those things that are going on, and so on and so forth. And I have not been able to really hone in on my own self-care in a consistent way. And the stress really does affect my body's ability to really balance weight, to maintain weight, to manage weight, and all of those things. And so I had to get new clothes to shoot. And the clothes that I have don't look the way that I used to look in them. But is it ever going to be right? It will be right, but it is right now. It is what it is right now. And because it is what it is right now, what am I going to do? Lose 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 40, 50 pounds before I start? No, I'm starting now. And so many of you are going to be like, oh my goodness, but what happened? Life happened. Life happened. But I refuse to be muzzled because of any sort of insecurity about what it is that, boom, this is it. This is it. You see what you get. What you see is what you get. And so we're just going to work with that. But I'm looking forward to this season. I'm looking forward to all the complexities. I'm looking forward to holding space for all these things happening together. Anyway, let me just jump off of this now.